What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Ed, and this is Hustle and Grow. If this is your first time watching, I sell full-time on eBay, Walmart, and Amazon. I have been doing this full-time for the last 3 years. Previously, I was in the restaurant business. I was a restaurant manager for close to 10 years, and this is what I do. So today, we are going back to the TikTok videos. But today, we're going to look at those who flip farm and lawn equipment for big profits, man. I really like doing these videos personally myself. I mean, let me know in the comments what y'all think. I like to see the different things that people do in the reselling business while flipping farm equipment and all this stuff, and just like their process and profit potential. And sometimes it can stimulate ideas for my own business or things like that. I think it's interesting, man. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. And also, if you check the banner out at the bottom, if you've ever done anything like this yourself, why don't you share your story with us in the comments below? If you've ever flipped any lawn or garden equipment or farm equipment, let us know how it go or how it went. I know my accountant actually said his brother taught him how to flip farm equipment, so they flip stuff together sometimes. So it's pretty interesting. If you was working, why don't you take a break, man? Take a 5-minute, 10-minute break, sit with me, watch these videos, and relax your mind a little bit before you get back to work. So let's go ahead and get started. Here's the first one.
$1,700 from 2 lawnmowers. The guy I bought the zero turn from let it sit all winter with gas in it, and he just upgraded to a bigger mower, so he just wanted it gone. Really, all I had to do was clean the carburetor and give it a full tune-up. After that, I washed it and got it nice and clean, and while I was sharpening the blades, I found that they ran over some wire and it had wrapped around the spindle, so I went ahead and got rid of that. Then my buyer showed up and bought it for $2,400. Later that day, I met with another buyer for a different mower I had for sale. This one just needed some deck work when I bought it, but it ended up being a little more deck work than I thought. I ended up replacing the blade, spindles, pulleys, and belt, and they purchased that from me for $1,100.
That's crazy. So zero turn. See, I know nothing about flipping this type of stuff. Let me see some. So zero turn lawnmowers, and if any of y'all are into lawn care and all that, you already know this, which I don't. They already cost brand new. Yeah, anywhere from about what, 1,500 up to 3,000, 35 is what I'm seeing. Tractor Supply got a Cub Cadet for 3,500, 36, 4,000. So let me go back to this real quick. Let's see. How much did he say he flipped that for?
And here's how much I made on both of the machines. So my total profit from the two machines was $1,790. I took out $65 for gas, which leaves me with...
Okay, so that's total profit from both. Okay. I almost missed it. I thought he said from the one at first. Let me go back.
Here's how I made $1,700 from 2 lawnmowers. The guy I bought the zero turn from...
Okay, he said $1,700 from 2 lawnmowers. See, I ain't listening, y'all. My bad.
let it sit all winter with gas in it, and he just upgraded to a bigger mower, so he just wanted it gone. Really, all I had to do was clean the carburetor and give it a full tune-up. After that, I washed it and got it nice and clean, and while I was with gas in it, and he just upgraded to a bigger mower. 2 lawnmowers. The guy I bought the zero turn from let it sit all winter with gas in it, and he just upgraded to a bigger mower, so he just wanted it gone. Really, all I had to do was clean the carburetor and give it a full tune-up. After that, I washed it and got...
It says ZT42. I'm trying to get an idea of what these cost brand new, if I can find it. I see one that's close to it at $4,300 from True Value. It's probably a $3,000-$4,000 zero turn. Let me know in the comments how much one of those costs brand new.
Got it nice and clean, and while I was sharpening the blades, I found that they ran over some wire and it had wrapped around the spindle, so I went ahead and got rid of that. Then my buyer showed up and bought it for $2,400. Later that day, I met with another buyer for a...
$2,400 is a good, price, man. I feel like I know you could get that much for one, and the amount of work he had to do for that seemed minimal. Just going by the video.
Different mower I had for sale. This one just needed some deck work when I bought it, but it ended up being a little more deck work than I thought. I ended up replacing the blade, spindles, pulleys, and belt, and they purchased that from me for $1,100, and here's how.
So he bought for 5 parts was $190. sold for 1,100, made 410. That's a little reasonable, huh?
How much I made on both of the machines.
So his total buying price was 1,000. He spent 20 in parts, and his total revenue was 2,400 for a total profit of $1,380. Now, of course, I mean, judging by his videos, he didn't put a lot of time in, so I feel like that 1,380 is good money and a good flip, man. That's a good flip.
Total profit from the two machines was $1,790. I took out $65 for gas, which leaves me with a grand total of $1,725. Not bad. Be sure to follow for more.
Solid. I mean, you know, it's crazy. You see a lot of these on Marketplace sometime. Heck, if I look up, let me look up right now. I want to see in real time what something like that is going for on Marketplace. Let's see. 0-turn lawnmower. All right, this is a lot of ad type of stuff. I don't know what they got going on. Let's see. I mean, there's some pretty nice ones in here for $750, $450. I wonder if this guy's inflating his sold price. I mean, if you can see, it really not. I mean, and I can't remember how old these videos was, but let's see if I can get it to show. All right. The most expensive one is that $1,450. You got some rent to owns. So I don't know. He got one on there for $25 in really good condition. I don't know. Maybe he did get that. I'll take his word for it, though. Let's go on to the next one.
The 0-turn that had been sitting outside for a couple years. The previous owner tried to fix it and ended up taking all the plastic off the engine for some reason. I tried to clean the carburetor, but it was just too gummed up and rusted to fix, so I went ahead and replaced it. I had to replace the fuel pump because one of the pieces was broken on it. Then I took the gas tank off and completely got all the old gas out and cleaned it out really well. Then I filled it up with, of course, non-ethanol gas because it's the best. Then gave it a tune-up, put all the plastic back together. It was running and mowing great. It only had 105 hours on it, so it had been sitting for some time. Pressure washer because it had a ton of pine needles on it from sitting under the tree for 2 years. I listed on Facebook Marketplace and accepted an offer for $2,000, but the guy wanted to test it out first, so I took it out to his property for him. I think I sold it a little low, but it sold quick, so I'm happy. Here's my profit.
So he purchased it for $3,000, not $100 in parts, gas, and that's a John Deere. See, it's hard to kind of, I don't know about these prices they say they selling these for, though, man. What y'all think? Y'all think they really getting these prices? Is that realistic to be getting $2,000 for a used 0-turn like that? What y'all think? Let me know in the comments below.
Breakdown. Follow for more.
For $250. Now we're going to fix it and flip it. Apparently it was running great, and then one day he just shut it off and tried to start it back up the next time he went to mow, and it wouldn't start. Turns out the carburetor let a ton of gas in the engine and was locking everything up. I replaced the carb, added a fuel shutoff valve, and gave it a complete tune-up. After that, took it to the pressure washer, get all the old dirt and dry grass clippings off of it. And the blades were pretty worn, so I just went ahead and replaced them with a fresh set of blades. After that, I ran it for a bit. Then I wiped it down with some spray detailer, got it nice and shiny. I listed it for $1,100, and the guy showed up and bought it for $1,000 2 days later. Here's showing how much I spent on it, my parts costs, my sold.
All right, so he spent $230 for the blades, $14 for the tune-up, $23 for the carb, $30 for the battery, 8 gas, so he got a total of $355 in it. What? So what's that? 356, 605, and he sold it for $1,000. I guess that could be. You know what this let me know though? First of all, besides just the fact that you can resell anything, I'm not sure. Me personally, I would look at something like this as more of a side hustle resale type of thing. I think it would be difficult to get enough of these to make it a business. You would have to always be sourcing these. You'll probably have to do some traveling, right? Depending on the city you live in. But to make a few $100, a couple grand or so a year, a few grand or so a year, for some people this might be feasible, especially if you're good with tinkering, or maybe you're like a small engine mechanic or just a regular auto mechanic. I know my mechanic says he does small engine work on the side. So, I mean, he runs the shop and he do small engine work. So that makes sense. but it does let me know that, heck, just some little tinkering skills, and you could definitely find something that don't need that much work. Clean it off and put it up on marketplace and probably quick flip it for a quick few $100s.
Sold price and the profit. Follow for more.
It's $300 broken down lawnmower for big profit. The guy I bought it from said it just stopped moving one day while he was mowing. As you could see in that last slide, the belt came off of the pulley because it was old and needed to be replaced. As you can see here, this belt is so old.
Hold up, so this dude just gave up and didn't even think that the belt was messed up? Let me hear that again.
As you could see in that last slide, the belt profit. $300 broken down lawnmower for big profit. The guy I bought it from said it just stopped moving one day while he was mowing. As you could see in that last slide.
So if your mower stops moving, ain't the first thing you're gonna check is underneath to see if, I don't know. And then why wouldn't you? Yeah.
The belt came off of the pulley because it was old and needed to be replaced. As you can see here, this belt is so old and stretched, it just doesn't have any tension on it at all, and headed to the store to buy a new belt. I went ahead and installed the new belt, which is actually an easy thing to do. You just have to make sure it's routed correctly or it won't drive. After that, I went ahead and gave it a much needed oil change, new fuel filter, new spark plug, and blew out the air filter. After that, I quickly put the deck back on and made sure that reverse and forward was working properly. I just listed this on Facebook Marketplace, so it hasn't sold yet, but be sure to follow and stay tuned for part 2 to see how much we made.
Now, I do got part 2. Y'all know I got part 2. Let's go ahead to part 2.
From the part 2 of the $300 mower flip. Whether the customer is coming to pick it up or from delivering it, this is the steps I take before giving it to them. I keep all my finished mowers in my storage unit just because it's super easy for me to go there and show it, or if I have to pick it up to deliver it. So first I'll go there, check the oil, give it another quick wipe down. Sometimes units have baggers, sometimes they don't. If they do, I'll install it now. Then I'll double check the battery connections just to make sure they're nice and tight. After that, I do fill the tank completely full of non-ethanol gas. Not only is that nice for the customer, but there's another reason. If you can guess why, leave it in the comments. Then the buyer showed up. I helped him load it. He paid me $1,000. There's a breakdown of how much I made. On to the next.
All right, let's check that out. Parts. So he made 610. Not a bad flip. That's a huge mower, man. Especially that back part for the grass, right? For the shade. Not a bad flip. Not a bad flip. I don't know, man. I don't know. I got some suspicions about some of these sold prices. I feel like they kind of inflated, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
All right, so I did it again. I picked up this little Kubota tractor from my buddy. He found it on Facebook Marketplace, paid $5,000 for it.
So this is the type of stuff that my accountant said him and his brother flip. His brother's the one that really do it. He's teaching my accountant how to do it. But he said there's a lot of money in it. But surprisingly, he said the competition is getting crazy, man. People really starting to find out about this and they doing it. So it's competition everywhere, man. No matter what you do, no matter what you want to flip, there's competition everywhere. But there's also money to be made everywhere.
He paired it up with a little brush hog, and I gave him $7,900 for it. Did an oil change, fuel filter change, took it out, mowed my property with it, moved some rocks around, leveled out my driveway. Then I picked up this ugly little trailer right here. I was in it pretty deep after I had it cleaned up, but I put some paint, some stickers, had about $1,600 in it. But it was a good little trailer. It was perfect for that little tractor. Threw him up as the combo deal. The first guy that hit me up, it was pretty quick. He said, hey, I'll give you $5,000 today. I'll send my wife over with the money. I'm out of town. When I come back into town in a week, I'll give you the other $5,500 for $10,500 total. It was about $800 profit for me. It was easy money.
I'm not sure about that being easy money, man. For $800 profit, what y'all think? Y'all think that was easy money? Especially having to redo that trailer. Let me listen to this again.
Little Kubota tractor from my buddy. He found it on Facebook Marketplace, paid $5,000 for it. He paired it up with a little brush hog, and I gave him $7,900 for it. Did an oil change, fuel filter change, took it out, mowed my property with it, moved some rocks.
All right, so that is easy. The oil change and the fuel filter change. All right, so there ain't really much work went into that, right? Not much at all.
Around, leveled out my driveway. Then I picked up this ugly little trailer right here. I was in it pretty deep after I had it cleaned up, but I put some paint, some stickers, had about $1,600 in it. But it was a good little trailer. It was perfect for that little tractor. Threw him up as the combo deal. The first guy that hit me up, it was pretty quick. He said, hey, I'll give you $5,000 today. I'll send my wife over with the money. I'm out of town. When I come back into town in a week, I'll give you the other $5,500 for $10,500 total. It was about $800 profit for me. It was easy money.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Of course, this is not a practical type of flip and reselling situation for the majority of us. Um, but for some of y'all out there who live in those rural areas, who got room for things like this, I guess it could be good side money. I mean, you think about it, right? If you doing, I don't know, what's the likelihood you can do one of these a month? What is the likelihood that you will find enough of these to do one a month? That wouldn't even work, huh? Because I mean, 800. How much? I mean, really, if you just need some spending money, 800 is good. You will have to do more than one if you to make 800, and that's profit. Man, you'll have to do it. Let's just, even to do 3,000, man. 8, 16, 20. You have to do at least 4 of these a month. Yeah, I don't know. What's the likelihood you're gonna find some four of something like this? And plus, he paired that with that trailer too. I think that's like a one-off type of situation. All right, we got one more, y'all.
Up this beat up old trailer at the auction the other day. I liked it because it was extra wide. This is my bread and butter right here. Tried to throw it up on Facebook as is for $12.50. Nobody wanted it. I left it up for a day. The next day,
This fool tried to sell that for $12.50 each tripper. Who the hell would pay $12.50 for that? Come on, man.
and the other day I liked it.
Look at
This
this.
beat up old trailer at the auction the other day. I liked it because it was extra wide. This is my bread and butter right here. Tried to throw it up on Facebook as is for $12.50. Nobody wanted it. I left it up for a day. The next day I had off.
And he said he only did it for a day. Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, if you're going to put it up there, even though I think that price is pretty high for a trailer in that type of shape, you at least could have fished for a week or two. I would have gave it 2 weeks. I wouldn't have did a day. I'd have gave it maybe a week. About a week. If you don't get some questions or some offers after a week, then maybe you move on. A day though, I don't think that's long enough.
I went to work. I stripped it down. I found boards on Facebook for $17 each. Little paint, little stickers. Had about
He found boards on Facebook for $17. You see, some of these videos just got me wondering.
little stickers. Had about $950 into it. This guy hit me up first thing and said, "Hey man, I'll come and get it for $1,400." And I said, "Come get it." He paid me cash, $100 bills. It was easy money.
I mean, that 1,400 is a reasonable price for that type of trailer, especially as big as it looked. I've seen trailers that size go for about that. Now the fix up made it look real nice. As far as it being easy money, that ain't easy fixing up that trailer like that. And you gotta redo all the boards, paint it. Like that ain't easy money, bro. That's not easy money.
Come and get it for $1,400. And I said, "Come get it." He paid me cash, $100 bills. It was easy money.
450 profit. I wonder how many hours he put into it. That's interesting, man. But I don't know.
Picked up this.
That is the last one. I don't know, man. Tell me what y'all think. Have any of you guys or gals out there ever flipped any lawn equipment or things like trailers or tractors? And if so, how did it go for you? How did it go? Did you make a profit? Was it worth it? Will you do it again? Is there anybody out there who actually makes a business out of this full time as far as like flipping these things? I feel like you would definitely need some type of shop, right? I think another thing that because I'm not really the type that works on these types of things, but I see potential even like for parts. You got to think these people working on this stuff, right? So they need parts, right? Sometimes they'll buy it new, but depending on what the part is, they might want to use. So even if you was to run like a parts store for the lawnmower equipment or stuff like that, you know what I mean? Or if you had the skill set and the space to buy those things and to strip them down and sell the parts. I don't know. Just depends. Of course, if it's easier to fix, you fix it, but I feel like there's a lot of money in the part aspect, especially with those mowers. Those zero-turn mowers and stuff, I feel like there could be a lot of money in selling used parts. If you can get them, clean up the parts, and offer them at a really good price compared to the new part, I feel like there's a potential there, man. Even to make that into an eBay store, selling used mower parts, which I am interested now to see something. Let me see. I mean, this is pretty it's pretty general search term. Now all I did was search used lawnmower parts. That's super, super, super general. But that returned me 190,000 plus results. I mean, and there's a lot of stuff on here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's something to think about. But listen, man, keep an open mind, y'all. Always, I feel like you can learn a lot by looking at what other people do. While I do got my reservations on what these guys is saying they're selling these things for, as compared to it being an easy flip or easy money, I don't know. Y'all can let me know that in the comments if you've done these things. But if you like these type of videos, then show your support by hitting that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna do as many of these as I can because honestly, I like them. I like learning about what other people flip. I got some more coming up for y'all. Furniture, all that type of stuff, man. I just like seeing what other people do. So hit that like button. Make sure you hit that notification bell too so that you're notified next time I upload another.